Hello everyone, welcome to Krishi's Preparatory School. In this video, let us see the introduction of trigonometry. We have already learnt the introduction based on the angles. We have seen how the angle is formed, how an angle is denoted, and how an angle is measured. After the measurement of angles, we are going to the introduction of trigonometry. What is trigonometry? Trigonometry is this word trigonometry is made from three Greek words. Tri means three, gonia, gonia means angles, metron means measurement. Measurement. So this word trigonometry means trigonometron means three angles measurement. We are naming this branch of mathematics as trigonometry because we are measuring three angles measurement. We are saying that it is three angles measurement. So this is a branch of mathematics where the sides as well as angles are related. Sides as well as angles are related. Before we name the sides, let me ask you one question, that why the name is suggested to be only trigonometry? Why not quadrinometry? See, in a quadrilateral also, if you draw one quadrilateral, in quadrilateral also there are four angles, isn't it? So four angles measurement we can say, and we can call it as quadrinometry. Why not quadrinometry? Why only trigonometry, three angles measurement? To answer this question, it is very simple. Quadrilateral is not the basic polygon which you have which we can draw. The basic polygon which we can draw is a triangle only. Basic polygon means, a closed figure bounded by line segments is called polygon. The basic polygon is triangle only. The basic polygon is a triangle only, and that is the reason we are calling three angles measurement. So as I said you, this quadrilateral can be divided into two triangles by drawing one diagonal in it. Even in triangles also we have many kinds of triangles: equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, scalene triangle. These are the types of triangles based on the sides, and the types of triangles based on angles are also acute angled triangle, obtuse angled triangle, right angled triangle. So we have six types of triangles. Out of all these six types of triangles, we go for a right angled triangle. These trigonometric concepts are defined on only right angled triangle. Why like that? Because any triangle can be divided into right angled triangles easily. We can draw the perpendiculars from a vertex, and we can turn the triangles into right angled triangles. Even in the quadrilateral also we can turn into right angled triangles by dropping the perpendiculars onto the diagonal. That is the reason the trigonometric concepts are defined in right angled triangle only, and that is the reason we are calling it as three angles measurement. Hence three angles measurement in Greek we are calling it as trigonometry, trigonometry, trigonometry. Tri means three, gono means angles, metron means measurement. Metron means measurement. So now okay, let us name the sides of the right angled triangle. It is very clear for us that in a right angled triangle there will be a 90 degrees angle. It is very clear for us that there will be 190 degrees angle. The side which is opposite to the 90 degrees is called hypotenuse. Now we are naming the sides. ABC. Let us draw one triangle ABC. ABC is a triangle I have drawn, and now B, in which B is 90 degrees. I mentioned B is 90 degrees, and in this ABC triangle we have three sides AB, BC, AC are the three sides, and angle B. This is angle B. Angle B is 90 degrees. Side opposite to angle B is AC. So the side opposite to the right angle is named as hypotenuse. It is named as hypotenuse. Now we know that according to angle sum property, we know that sum of three angles is 180 degrees. Angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. We know that angle B is 90, so angle A plus angle C plus 90 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So angle A plus angle C will become 180 degrees minus 90 degrees. Hence it becomes angle A plus angle C is equal to 90 degrees. Means angle A and angle C should be less than 90. Angle A is less than 90 degrees, as well as angle C also should be less than 90 degrees, because if you add these two you are getting 90 degrees. That is, if one angle is 90 in a right angled triangle, if one angle is 90, the other two angles are less than 90. The angles less than 90 we call it as acute angles. So there are two acute angles formed in a right angled triangle. There are two acute angles formed in a right angled triangle. Now let us name the remaining sides also in a right angled triangle. Let us take once again a right angled triangle I am drawing. Now from here onwards we draw right angled triangles only, because the trigonometry is dealt in right angled triangles only. Three angles measurement is done only in right angle triangle only. Right angled triangle only. Yes. The side which is opposite to the right angle is called hypotenuse. So this is hypotenuse. Now the remaining two angles are acute angles. Out of these two remaining acute angles, one of the angle I suppose it is theta. If one angle C, I am supposing it as theta. Now what about the side AB? The side AB is quite opposite to theta, isn't it? The side AB is quite opposite to theta. So we say that side AB is named as opposite side to theta. Opposite side to theta. See, some people will learn opposite side. They say only opposite side. Don't say it is opposite side, because opposite side may be for angle A also. For angle A, opposite side will become BC. So BC is opposite side to angle A. To angle A, opposite side is BC, but to theta opposite side is BC, AB. So it depends on the angle, it depends on the acute angle. Opposite side depends on the acute angle. So depending upon the acute angle, we decide which is the opposite side. Okay, so for theta, AB is opposite side. We call opposite side to theta. Mention the angle with it. Opposite side with the name, you mention the angle also. It is very important here. For hypotenuse, it is not required, but for the other two sides, it is required. Now, what about this BC? Now, this BC to this angle theta, BC is called adjacent side because it is I mean the side is formed, BC side is formed one of the side of the angle theta. BC is one of the side of the angle theta. Angle theta is formed with one side hypotenuse and the other side. This other side one is called as a adjacent side to theta. So BC I can call it as adjacent side to theta. As you said, BC is opposite side to angle A. So for this angle A, BC will become opposite side. For this theta, BC will become adjacent side. So we name the sides in a clear way like this. Here is a triangle ABC. Here is a triangle ABC. Angle B is 90 degrees and side opposite to 90 degrees, that is AC, is called hypotenuse, and the side opposite we considered one acute angle theta, and the side opposite to is opposite side to theta, and the side adjacent is adjacent side to theta. Now, using these three sides, how many sides are there in a right angle triangle? Three sides. How many angles are there? Three angles. Out of which one is right angle, and other two are acute angles. Based on these two acute angles, based on the acute angle, consider out of two acute angles, we consider one acute angle, any one acute angle, any one. We consider one acute angle and we define the we define the sides. I mean, we relate the sides with the angles. Actually, the relationship between the sides and angles in a right angled triangle is given by the mathematician Hipparchus. Hipparchus is the mathematician who gave the relationship between the sides as well as the angles. What he has done, he took the ratio of the sides. For example, AB by AC. He took two sides and he made a ratio. We know ratio, division of two numbers is a ratio. So he took two sides and he made a ratio, and he named that ratio as with some special names like sine theta, like this. Means for this angle theta, this AB was opposite side, isn't it? Opposite side to theta divided by AC was hypotenuse for us, isn't it? AC was hypotenuse for us. So opposite side to theta by hypotenuse is named as sine theta. So in this way, this the mathematician Hipparchus has given six different trigonometric ratios. Now, how these trigonometric ratios are defined? Let us see. Now we consider first of all we consider a coordinate system. Do you know coordinate system? Yes, x-axis, y-axis, and origin. So after drawing one coordinate system, let us take a radius of r, and then we draw one circle from the point center of the system, coordinate system, that is origin. So we consider one coordinate system, and with one radius we are drawing one circle. Upon the circle you are considering one point. We know very well the coordinates of the point x and y. So let px comma y, be a point on the circle. Now from the circle I am dropping a perpendicular, Pn, and we know very well that how these coordinates are formed. This x coordinate is the distance from O to n, so this becomes ON becomes x. Similarly, the perpendicular distance from the point to x axis indicates y value, so this becomes y, and this is the radius of the circle we took, that is r. So we got one right angled triangle by dropping one perpendicular. R becomes the hypotenuse, and this is the angle which is made by the line, by the radius. Now see, this is a hypotenuse, and x becomes what now? For theta, x becomes adjacent side, and for theta, y becomes opposite side. Now in this triangle OPN, Hipparchus mathematician has defined some relationships between the sides and angles by finding the ratios. He took six different ratios, and he named them with the angle, and these are called trigonometric ratios. Now let us see the trigonometric ratios in the figure. Now the six trigonometric ratios the Hipparchus has defined as sine theta, SINE. The name is sine theta, and it is given as opposite side to theta by hypotenuse. So from figure, opposite side to theta is Pn, and hypotenuse is OP. So he gave Pn by OP, which becomes y by r. So all the time we can't write the complete name of the ratio. This is a ratio, isn't it? This ratio is named after a trigonometric name given after a angle, acute angle, defined based on a acute angle. Who defined this? Hipparchus. So we can't write all these name completely all the time, so we write it in a short manner called sine theta. Similarly, we can define another ratio. Six ratios I told you. This is the first ratio, opposite side to theta by hypotenuse, named as sine theta, denoted as sine theta. Now the second ratio is adjacent side to theta by hypotenuse, means x by r. We get in the diagram adjacent side, ON is the adjacent side, and OP is the radius of the circle, hypotenuse. So x by r is defined, it is defined like this. Okay, now let me draw once again the right angled triangle, and let me show you. See, this is N, this is P, and this is O. From the diagram I took this right angled triangle. Now here it is theta, this was x, this is y, and this is r. Now what is opposite side? Opposite side is y. Opposite side, I am saying it is wrong. opposite side to theta. We should call it as opposite side to theta. This is y. Now adjacent side to theta. What is adjacent side to theta? This is x. Now what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is r. Is this clear, everyone? Now we are defining sine ratio, sine theta, as opposite side to theta by hypotenuse. This gives y by r. Similarly, we define cos theta. What is cos theta? The second name is cosine theta. Cosine theta is named as adjacent side to theta by hypotenuse. This is ON by OP, which is x by r, shortly denoted as cos theta. The third ratio, tangent theta. Tangent theta. Tangent theta is opposite side to theta by adjacent side to theta. This which means y by x, shortly tan theta. Cotangent theta. Next ratio is theta. Cotangent theta is defined opposite to tangent theta, that is adjacent side to theta by opposite side to theta. This is x by y, which is shortly called as cot theta. Cot theta. Now secant theta. Secant theta is defined as hypotenuse by adjacent side to theta. Hypotenuse by adjacent side to theta. This is shortly defined as sec theta. We can read it as sec theta, or secant theta. We can read it as secant theta. Then the last ratio he named is cosecant theta. Cosecant theta. Hypotenuse by opposite side to theta. This can be written as like this: cosec theta, cosecant theta, or CSC. We can write like this also: CSC theta, cosecant theta. So the six trigonometric ratios defined by the Hipparchus are called trigonometric ratios, and they are sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, secant theta, cosecant theta. Sin theta is equals to opposite side to theta by hypotenuse. Cos theta is equal to adjacent side to theta by hypotenuse. Tan theta is equal to opposite side to theta by adjacent side to theta. Cot theta is equal to adjacent side to theta by opposite side to theta. Secant theta is equal to hypotenuse by adjacent side to theta. Cosecant theta is equals to hypotenuse by opposite side to theta. So in this different ways, six different trigonometric ratios are defined, and we can see, we can frame one more set of formulae called reciprocal formulae. Reciprocal formulae. It is very easy. It is very simple. You see, sine theta is opposite side to theta by hypotenuse. Yes, let me say here to you. Reciprocals. Reciprocal is the sine theta is equals to opposite side to theta by hypotenuse. Let me write in a short way this way: sine theta is equal to opposite side to theta by hypotenuse. Cosecant theta is equal to hypotenuse by opposite side. We know these two ratios are defined in an opposite manner. So I can say that sine theta is equal to 1 by cosecant theta. Similarly, I can also say cosecant theta is equal to 1 by sine theta. This also I can say. So in this way, in the same way, I can give remaining also. Cos theta is equal to 1 by secant theta, and secant theta is equal to 1 by cos theta. I can say it is reciprocal. One is reciprocal to another. So I can also say tan theta is equal to 1 by cot theta, and cot theta is equal to 1 by tan theta. So sine and cosec are reciprocals, cos and secant are reciprocals, and tan and cot are reciprocals. So you know, see, we know, we say, I said you that sine theta is equal to 1 by cosec theta. Hence I can say sine theta into cosecant theta is equal to 1. Reciprocals, no. So I will get the multiplicative identity. In this way, we define the trigonometric ratios, the 6 trigonometric ratios. In this way, we can define. Now, there is a question in our text called is sine A by cos A equals to tan A. A question is given in our text, that is sine A by cos A equals to tan A. Yes, we take and we find. See, sine A by cos A, he is asking, and he is saying that is it becoming tan A. Sine A means opposite side to A divided by hypotenuse divided by cos A means what? Adjacent side to A by hypotenuse. Adjacent side to A by hypotenuse. Sin A means opposite side to A by hypotenuse. Cos A means adjacent side to A by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse, if it is cancelled, I say that remaining is opposite side to A by adjacent side to A. Opposite side to A by adjacent side to A. Opposite side to A by adjacent side to A means it becomes tan A, because opposite side by adjacent side gives you tan A. So in this way we can relate the trigonometric ratios. So Hipparchus mathematician has related the sides ratios with the by naming the angles, and these names and these ratios are called trigonometric ratios. So you have to get this 6 formulae and reciprocal formulae also by tip of the tongue, and these are very important formulae which you need to learn. And let us see the problems in the next video. Thank you.